So since our last interview, you were in the process of possibly signing a major deal, but you decided against it. What happened with
Yeah.
this?
Um, hmm. Make a long story short as possible. I've entertained so many record deals over the years, man. But as of recent, shout out to Busta Rhymes. Me and him were gonna do a situation. Not to say we will never do business because anything is possible in the future, but right now or at that moment, I was just thinking like, yo, if I sign with somebody who is signing me for more of the Leatherface, more of the kill your mother, I got a million guns and I shoot everybody. If they're signing you for that, you're going to be held to that. And for me, my life is changing. My musical content is changing. I don't want to be held to the standard of being Leatherface 24 hours a day or to this contract is over. I have to be the rapper killer guy. And it's like, I'm enjoying buying fly clothes. I'm enjoying talking about what I'm doing. I'm enjoying talking about what I'm cooking, where I'm going, the ladies I'm dating. That's where I'm headed to musically. And my last project that I put out is called It Feels Good to Win. That's what that project was about. And it was my most successful project to date. So if I sign with somebody like a Busta Rhymes or anybody that's more on the street side of hip hop, it would limit my outreach as far as what I can do. And I'm an artist. I like to do all types of things with my music. I might talk about politics. I might talk about intellectual shit, reflective things. But make a long story short, once you sign to anybody, you have to be the brand that they sign you for. And I didn't want to continuously be locked in to being Leatherface for the next 3 to 5 years.
I think independent does match your personality more, right? Because you can do what you want. Like if you were signed to like a major, you wouldn't be able to be putting out an album every month like you're doing right now.
No, no, not at all. That's the type of stuff that I'm doing and understanding. Like, yo, it's feeling good doing what I'm doing, to drop when I want to drop, work with who I want to work with. And like you said, every time that I've been about to sign with somebody, the very first conversations is, well, as soon as you sign, you can't do this. As soon as you sign, you got to stop this. As soon as you sign, we're going to need you to just do this. It's like, though it will be great situations, though it would be dope to initially say, yo, I finally signed with such and such, I would be taking my power away from myself just to say that I'm signed.
Has there been an offer from Shady?
Well, I can say this now. I couldn't say it then. There was more than talks with me and Shady years ago. But
wow.
I'll say this. Due to whatever happened with a lot of the artists that were signed to Shady, because I'm pretty sure you've heard that people say artists signed to Shady and they're never going to come out. I think due to it being so much negative press around rappers signing to Eminem and never coming out or not working, at the time that it was a lot of interest for me to go over there. And when I was really interested in going there, that stigma was heavy. Like, yo, if you go over there, you're never coming out. That's like signing a Dre. When is the detox coming? So it was like, I think it worked out for the best because I don't know what's going on in Shady right now. But like we saying with Busta Rhymes and me signing with anybody, that would halt my career and it would make me have to wait on that situation. So I would never want to have to wait on nobody. Shout out to Eminem for showing me love. Shout out to Busta Rhymes for offering me a situation. But I'm glad that I'm on the road that I'm on because I get to do what I want, work with who I want, drop when I want. And most importantly, my bank account says I'm happy with what I'm doing right now.
Right, man, for sure. So you said that you're headed in a different direction musically, right?
Yeah.
With the Feels Good to Win project and everything.
Yeah.
What made you want to go in that direction?
So I study music, just the music scene, period. Like I study all types of artists from people like Nas to people like Rush to people like an independent cat you probably never heard of named Nick D. All types of music I study, and I study how they're putting out music. And what I would notice is a lot of the underground artists and in the same type of market that I'm in all started making the same music. The beats sounded the same. The artwork looked the same, very Griselda-esque. I was already doing that. If anybody knows about Rain Man, the way that RJ Payne is rapping or was known to rap on Leatherface beats and all of that, that's been Rain Man. I've been rapping on grimy beats, no hooks. I've been doing these things. But after a while, I just noticed, damn, it's getting crowded in here. Everybody looks the same. I'm seeing a million rappers with the West Side Gun mask on. It's like everything has been copy and pasted. So I was like, you know what? Even though I've been doing this, let me separate myself from this from this crowded highway of everybody doing the same thing. And I started to just experiment with music. And I sent Ice-T a record one day with me and the homie RL from the legendary R&B group Next, Too Close, all of those great big records. And I sent Ice-T the record and he was like, yo, this record, now the record was about females. It was a dope R&B type of hook. Make a long story short, when OG heard it, he was like, yo, this is probably what you should be doing. Like, do more of this and just see what happens. I was always worried that my fan base, being mostly super hip hop heads, wouldn't be too accepting of me not being Leatherface, not rapping about the street. But I said, you know what? Let me just take a chance. And what I did is I still rapped at a high level. I just started picking production that was more acceptable to people that didn't have to be hip hop heads. More game that I got from Ice-T. Say, yo, your music is already dope. You can rap, but start picking beats that regular people like, that people that's not your fan would just love the beat. And when I did that, my numbers went through the roof. I did over 100,000 streams in the first 6 days of my newest project release with no promo other than my IG. And that was just the clue in that, yo, my fans are receptive to whatever I do as long as it's dope. So that gave me the courage to go more in that direction. And now that I know that my fans are with it, I'm going full speed ahead into that direction. Now I'm still indulge in the Leatherface and all of that, but I'll do that in collabs. So you got a collab album with me and Eric Sermon coming in the future. You got a collab album with me and Method Man. You got a collab album with me and Rockness Monster from the legendary Helter Skelter Boot Camp Click. Rest in peace to Sean Price. You're going to see a lot of those when it's time for me to rap. But for my personal branding, it's going to be all about being reflective, soulful, over soulful beats with samples and just grown fly talk with just adult concepts and bars still, but just more adult. So yeah, that's where we going in the future.
That's dope, man. And you about to release the third one soon of It Feels Good to Win?
Well, no, this the second one. It's just this will be my we'll be going into. This will probably be my 10th release for the year. About to come up. Yeah, I've been dropping left and right, man. So yeah, that'll drop the 29th of this month. So yeah. And that's it's not part 2, but it's basically the follow-up of the new sound.
Got you. Okay. And for you though, like with the rapping, the change and everything like that, are you feeling like you're rapping with more substance now, or like what is the difference to you?
Well, I think it's just I'm rapping still at a high level that my fans appreciated. The same type of bars that made Eminem like, yo, he's one of my favorites. But it's just I'm now rapping over beats that don't sound like I'm coming to kill everybody in your house. And it's gems in there now. And I got some dope stuff to tell you about life, stuff that I've learned. And it's all entwined with some fly punchlines. I might rap about my outfit, but I might give you a dope gem at the end of it. So it's really all inclusive. And it's really just the evolution of RJ Payne. It's still fly, dope grown. It's just not Leatherface. It's not every bar I need to kill everybody in your house.
You know, with that said though, it's like it's a great reminder that while art may imitate life, like sometimes life may imitate art. And if you're headed in a more positive direction in life, that you want your thoughts to match that. So when you're reciting like certain lyrics, it's like a mantra, affirmation, right?
There you go.
And sometimes when you rapping so much about that murder, death, kill, it's like it puts you in a dark space when you're really not.
And you know, I always made it clear through my music. I had a series called A Cocaine Could Talk, but I made it clear I'm the cocaine. I'm not rapping about selling cocaine. I made it clear on Leatherface, I'm not killing anybody. I'm killing rappers. I'm rapping better than
Right.
these guys. But like you said, just that style of production, that style of music kept me in a dark space a lot of times. It kept me wanting to only hear that type of shit. And it only just kept me in a certain mind state that I would prefer not to go back to. And as opposed to now, the music that I'm making is a reflection of what I'm listening to. Now I'm listening to more stuff like a Larry June, more stuff like a Currency, more stuff like a Primo Rice. These are artists that don't make music anything like I do. But what I've come to appreciate about what they do is they pick a more simpler style of production that's a lot more soulful, that's a lot more worldly, and they just talk fly shit on it. And I'm like, I feel like I rap better than a lot of people, so let me just talk my shit, and it works. It works beautifully, bro. It feels like I should have been doing this 10 years ago. It feels like I'm late.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, when it comes to the darker sounding beats though too, it's like that frequency is different. And like when you choose like the more soulful, it sounds a little bit more like celebratory, kind of like living life and like, you know what I
Right?
mean? Like it kind of like charges you up more
It
so.
does. It does. And on a, I guess you would say on a spiritual level, I'm gonna be honest. When I first started making a new type of music, somebody had paid me to like do a collab or something. And they sent me like a super soulful beat with a sample. Now I stopped rapping on samples years ago because you can't clear samples, especially as an underground rapper. It takes too much money, too much time. So I promised myself we're not gonna rap on samples. But what technology has done is now AI has made it to where producers are able to invent samples. They're literally able to create a sample that's never been heard before that they can use just for your music. So once I got a producer that did that and he sent me something that was soulful that could be cleared and I rapped on it, bro, when I could just, if I can in any way explain it, it just felt like what I'm supposed to be doing. If you've ever felt something in your life like, yo, this is what it feels like God had intended for me. When I started doing that, it felt like this is exactly what I was created for. And when I'm making this type of music, I don't really gotta try hard to write. It comes natural. This is the easiest music I wrote. In fact, my last project, that's my most successful, I wrote it in 6 to 7 days. My newest project, I wrote it in 6 to 7 days. So it's like I'm noticing when you're writing about your current life, the things you're currently going through, you're currently thinking about, you don't get writer's block because you're just writing your reality.
Yeah, man. And I think that it's really important that what you're talking about at the end of the day is like you're following your intuition. You know,
Yeah,
that gut feeling,
yeah,
it's never wrong. It won't lead you the wrong way, bro, if you really listen, right? And you know that this is the path that you're supposed to be going. So, man, that's amazing that you really found that.
thank you.
So I saw you posted on Twitter for years. I just rapped on whatever dope beat I could find from whatever producer. Now that I've successfully curated a new sound for myself, I understand that I can only work with a select few.
Hey, ironic because I never thought I would say something like that. I was the cat that was happy to get beats from any producer. I made my career off of working with producers that you might not know that just had incredible production. But like we said, once I figured out kind of what my soul wants to do, like what I feel attached to, I realized every producer can't make this type of production. And I got a home team that I've been rocking with, my man PA Dre, and he naturally makes this type of production. And like I said, we weren't doing it because we couldn't get it cleared. Now that AI has made it to where we could just make samples, bro, I could do this till I'm 60, 70 years old with no problem because I'm going to be still rapping about what's happening in real time. So I think though it's going to limit me some because I can't work with every producer, it's going to put me with the right producers. So it's like if you got
Yeah.
soul and you can really make musical beats and not a Griselda ripoff or not this guy ripoff, if you can give me some soul, we can work.
What would you say your biggest criticisms that you tend to receive online as an artist?
I don't get criticism anymore. I think because I'm one of the people that I believe if you listen to the people that you call haters sometimes, they'll tell you exactly what you need to fix if you're listening. And I would notice I think I haven't got these type of critiques that I'm about to tell you probably for a few years now, but I used to get like, yo, he's too aggressive. Yo, why is he seeming like he's yelling? Though it garnered me so much attention and love, it gave me a few people that I would call haters back then. But then I started thinking, what if they not hating? What if these people like me, like my music, but they can't get with it because it is a little too aggressive? So I said, let me start pulling back. And then I just started matching the critiques in real time. Like what they say I can't do or what they say I should do more of, let me do it. And the more I started to check off those lists, the more I would see, ain't nobody got nothing to say now. Then you could see who's really hating because it goes from, I don't like that he's always aggressive to, man, I just don't like him. And it was like, yeah, you see the improvement. I know you see the improvement, but you can't give me that. And that's cool. But like I said, my only critiques was ever he's too aggressive. The beats might have been too aggressive, but once I take those beats away, and now all of the beats are super smooth, super relaxed, you can't say that. Now that I'm rapping in my natural voice, you can't say that. So it's like I've kind of killed my haters quietly. They don't even say nothing no more. And if they do, they don't at me. They'll just tweet it.
Right. And you started to make music that is like more suitable in all different types of environments now.
Right. Right. I didn't know that until I would hear comments that I didn't care for sometimes. Like people would say stuff like, yo, I love your music in the gym. But I think so much about things, I would be like, that's kind of an insult. Like, you can only listen to me in the gym, even though they didn't mean it that way. I instantly was thinking, what can I do differently to make you listen to me outside of the gym? And that's when I figured out for them to listen to me outside of the gym, you got to give them something to take outside of the gym. You can't give them Leatherface on every project and think they're going to vibe with it. And once I switched it up, I had people like, yo, I can play this with my child. I could play this with my baby mom in the car, my mom in the car. Nobody's saying, what the hell is that? Who's that? So it's just like, again, if you listen in real time, people will tell you how you can make your brand better. I was just smart enough to start listening.
Yeah, man. And I think that the new direction, a lot of people can relate to your music a lot more because of that.
I think so too, man. Even though I was never trying to be like, I'm richer than you and I'm better than y'all type of cat, it still was a separation with the Leatherface type shit to now. Because like you said, the music now is more inspirational, more motivational. So I see people in real time tweeting, yo, I'm listening to this 24/7. I see people with it in their stories. Yo, I'm listening to this every day. So with that said, I'm seeing in real time that if you just tweak your whatever you're doing according to the voices that say they don't like it, 9 times out of 10, they're telling you exactly what you need to do to get better. You just got to listen.